Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining me on Living Your Best Life. I'm Coach Adamir, and today I want to talk about accountability in our lives. I basically want to cover what it is, why it's important, and how we can be more accountable. So, accountability can really help us improve so much in our lives, whether we're trying to better our health, get a promotion at work, or just have better relationships with people. Accountability is a skill that we need that's going to get us there. So, what's accountability? Basic definition, it's the act or condition of being responsible or doing what's expected when giving a task by yourself or from someone else. It's basically being willing to answer for the outcomes resulting from your choices, your behaviors, and your actions. Taking personal responsibility in a sense, right? And not blaming others for your circumstances or for things not getting done, right? It's no one else's fault but yours. That's what accountability is. All right, and it's the biggest difference between success and failure. When you don't take accountability, when you don't take ownership of something, and when things start going wrong, you just stand back and watch. You let it happen. All right, so when you do take ownership of things going wrong, when you do take ownership of a situation, you go into solution mode and you try to find um, fixes, right? You try to fix it. You don't just let it fail. You don't just let it go by the wayside. You actually proactively go in and try to do something about it. Okay? And if you feel that you don't have accountability or you've never heard of it or you don't even know where to begin, that's okay. It's something that has to be worked at, or it's something that has to be learned. It's not just something that you just have. Okay? There was actually a study back in 2005 that shows that children who are encouraged to take personal responsibility for their actions actually end up having more positive social interactions. Okay, so it's a learned behavior that we can get taught as early as kids, right? And if we have parents that are aware of that, more power to them and more power to you. All right, and if you haven't learned that, if you haven't been taught that, again, like I said, that's okay. It's something that can be worked at. And all you have to do is have clear and consistent steps on how to do that. You have to have clear goals. You have to have clear um, vision for yourself, a clear vision for your life. And then you have to apply it, right? It starts with you, and you really just have to apply the steps that you want to take. And the biggest one is personal accountability. And that has to do with the things that you do in your own life, right? The things that you can control. Sticking to a schedule, finishing a to-do list, writing down goals and making choices in your daily life, in your weekly life, in your month that are going to align with those goals. Okay, like doing what you said you're going to do, right? So if I say I'm going to go to the gym in the morning, go to the gym in the morning. I'm not going to skip it. And if you say you're gonna read one book this month, go read a book. That's your personal accountability. Okay. So just like stick to your word. Stay true to your word. Spending time with your family. If you tell your kids when you get home you're gonna spend time with them or play outside with them for an hour, go play outside with them for an hour. Don't skip it. That's personal accountability. It's gonna make you more dependable as well. So now let's get into why accountability is important. First, you're going to have healthier relationships with your friends, your family, and colleagues. All right. So it's going to build trust amongst your relatives. It's going to build trust amongst your friend circle. It's going to build trust at work, right? People are going to be able to trust you. You're going to be able to become more dependable and you're going to keep your word. So people are going to give you things to do. They're going to expect things from you because they know that you're going to get it done. Okay, and if you're doing that at work, you're gonna increase your chances of promotion. You're gonna increase your respect levels at work, right? Your dependability. You're gonna show your colleagues that they don't need to worry that you're not gonna get your part of the job done. Okay, they can leave you to it and know that, hey, Adamir's gonna get his shit done. I don't gotta worry about it. I'm not gonna micromanage it. I know a lot of us don't like to be micromanaged, so If you micromanage yourself, no one else will have to. All right. Another thing you guys are gonna see is you're gonna have a healthier relationship with yourself. Okay, that's why accountability is so important. The relationship with yourself improves so much, right? You learn so much about yourself, and you learn so much about what you're capable of as well. All right, one of the first things you're gonna feel is empowerment. I know that when I make a promise to myself, or when I say I'm gonna do something and I do it, I feel so good, right? There's a sense of not letting yourself down. So you feel empowered that the next time you say you're gonna do something, you know that you're gonna do it. Because you're also chasing that feeling of accomplishment, of feeling good that you did something, that you fulfilled your promise, whether it's to yourself or to someone else. But the biggest one is to yourself. You're also going to boost your confidence. All right, when you take ownership of the choices that you've made in your life, not the circumstances around you, right? Because a lot of times we can't control that. But when you take ownership of the choices that you've made that have created certain circumstances, you're able to find more solutions to those problems. All right? And then you build confidence knowing that you can get through almost anything. Okay, if we come across a new problem and we take ownership of said circumstance because we got ourselves in this situation, and then we find a solution to getting ourselves out of that situation, we start to build confidence knowing that I can do this. Right? Another challenge that arises, I can get myself out of it. I can get myself past it. All right? It gives you a deeper understanding of who you are as a person and what you're capable of. You're also going to increase your mental fortitude. All right, when we talk about mental fortitude, it's the strength of your mind, right? Your mindset. Okay, when you can stick to your goals and choose only what serves you, you start to callous a strong mind, right? A strong will. You build that strong mind that won't give in easily to temptations. Okay, if we continuously say yes to our goals and yes to what we want, then it's going to be a lot easier to say no to what we don't want. All right, and it just depends on what you're working on too, right? If you're trying to just develop your mind and be better in your personal life, you just have to stay accountable in that area by it keeps your mind in a state of absorbing and implementing. Okay, that's what I meant by that. So depending on what you're working on, or learning about, or developing in your own life, if you stay accountable, you're going to keep your mind in that state of wanting to learn, and that high frequency, basically, to just stay at that level. That's what strong mental fortitude is. Okay, the other thing that is good about accountability and why we need it is that it's going to help us demonstrate progress. All right, when you can see how far you've come from the time you started holding yourself accountable, it I mean it goes both ways, right? When you can see how far you've come in a positive way, it's going to encourage you and discourage you. And then when we can see maybe how far we haven't gone, it's going to encourage us to be better. Right? So as an example, I'm holding myself accountable right now to get down to 10% body fat and under 190 pounds. And what I've been doing since the beginning of February is checking my numbers on a regular basis. What that does is it holds me accountable on my workout program and on my nutrition choices. Right? So if I can see my progress, if I can see that I'm going down every week, great. I'm doing great. Stick to it. Don't stop, right? Because if I stop, my progress will stop. Or on the other side, if I see that my progress is stagnant or hasn't changed at all in the whole month that I've been doing everything, then something's wrong. I have to adjust something so that the next month I can fix it. And I'm not doing the same thing and wondering what the hell's going on. Okay, so accountability helps us demonstrate that progress. It gives us benchmarks. right? We can see where we're at, we can see what we've accomplished, we can see how much we have left. And it gives us a drive to reach each next level every single time we hit a benchmark. Okay? Because by monitoring your successes and your failures, you can tell yourself either, well done, or hey, let's do better next time. So, how do we have more accountability in our lives? How do we implement the skill set of being more accountability? There's three things that I'm going to tell you guys. First, adjust your attitude. All right, adjust your attitude from woe is me to I have the power. Okay? When you realize that you have the power to make the choices, whether good or bad, then you'll realize that the outcome is yours to own. Okay, so you have to make the right choices to have the outcomes that you want. All right, if you make the bad choices, own your outcome. That's what it means to change your attitude. And when we own those bad outcomes, we start to make better decisions over time because we don't want those bad outcomes anymore. Okay, and if you want long lasting change, if you want results to, continue over time and not be fleeting, it requires long-term effort. Okay, you can't put in a month of work and expect 11 months of results. Okay, unless unless you go viral on TikTok or something like that, or you win the lottery. Long-lasting change comes from long-term effort, and even then, if you hit it big on a lottery ticket, on a viral video, that was short-term effort, right? That change, that outcome is not going to last very long. It's one viral video. It's going to go away soon, so you have to keep going in order to maintain that success. All right, and when you convert to I have the power, you can start answering the tough questions about who you are, about why you do what you do, about what you're willing to sacrifice, about what you're not willing to sacrifice. Okay, you're able to have that quote unquote difficult conversation with yourself. And when you realize that you have that power, then you'll also realize that you have the power to change your life. Okay, when it comes to work, decide what you really want out of your work. Okay, whether it be a higher position, more respect amongst your colleagues, better salary, higher title, whatever that is, only you can make that happen. Right? No one at work is going to give you a promotion just to give you a promotion. No one at work is going to respect you just because they feel like respecting you. You have to earn their respect, just as they have to earn your respect. Okay, only you can make those changes at work to get what you're trying to get. When it comes to your health, decide what you want in your physical health, right? Decide what you want your health to be. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain muscle? Do you just want to eat better and cook more at home? Great. Make those choices that'll help you achieve your goal. Go grocery shopping. Find recipes that you like. If you want to lose weight and you don't have a gym membership, go for a walk. Right? Do squats and push-ups at home. Make it simple to start. Okay? And in your personal life, decide what you want your life to look like. Decide how you want your daily life to be lived. Do you want to go to work every day, 40 hours a week, 4 weeks out of the month, 2 vacations a year? If that's what you want your life to be, great. Make that happen and consistently make your choices and build your choices around that. If you want to take more vacations with your family, make decisions that are going to support that. Put more money away each paycheck so that you can afford a vacation with your family. If you want to improve your mindset, right? If you want to have a more positive outlook on life, then listen more to audiobooks that are going to help you with that. Read more books that are going to help you with that. Write down mantras, write down I am statements, write down quotes that are going to help you, that are going to keep you along that path. Okay? That's how we adjust our attitude to keep us accountable with the things that we want. The second thing to do, and this is probably the most important is write things down. Okay, I know we hear that a lot. I know I've said that on several episodes about goals, is writing things down. Right? When we see our goals, it gives us a better understanding of what we need to do to get there. Right? So, what do you want to accomplish? How willing are you to get it? How badly do you want it? And what do you plan on doing to achieve that? Are you just going to sit around and hope that it happens? No. What can you do to go make that happen? All right, write down promises to yourself. All right, the biggest person that you don't want to break a promise to is yourself. Because if you do that, how do you expect to hold promises for anyone else? Okay, no one's going to trust you if you can never keep a promise to yourself. Okay, so write them down, put them in your phone, set a reminder to read my promises to myself every hour, every 2 hours, whatever works for you. Okay, write this down. I promise to try my best. I promise to finish what I started. I promise to take care of myself. I promise to treat others the way I would want to be treated. They're simple, right? You can just write these little statements and read them throughout your day and reinforce your support for yourself. Be your biggest supporter. And that'll help you stay accountable because you don't want to let you down. Third one on writing down is write down your schedule. Okay, so don't just pop out of bed and take a shower, brush your teeth, scarf down breakfast, and run out the door to work. Right? That's not ideal. If you feel you have no time for yourself in a sense to exercise, meditate, journal, read, review your goals, then you're going to have to put it in a schedule and you're going to have to honor that schedule. The same way you honor your work schedule, the same way you honor other people's schedules, honor your own schedule. And if in your schedule you're that busy that you just don't have time during the day or at night when you get home because you have kids or you have a family and you need to focus on them, that's great. Do that. You're going to have to wake up earlier. I know you don't have to wake up an hour earlier, 2 hours earlier, 20 minutes earlier, 30 minutes earlier to write in your journal, to review your goals so that you can set your intention for the day, to meditate, to do a 20 to 30 minute home workout, right? When you put things on a schedule and you look back at the end of the day and you were able to put a check mark by each single task, you're going to have such a great feeling of accomplishment that you're always going to want to write stuff down. The other thing you can write down is your daily activity, you guys. So just like tracking your calories or tracking your spending, you can also track your daily activity on what you do throughout the day, right? And that's going to give you a better perspective on how you spend your time. So like I have an iPhone. Most smartphones, I think, have what's called a screen time tracker. If you have an iPhone, you know what I'm talking about. And it basically tells you how long you're on your phone each day. Like how long literally you're looking at the screen. And then it does you one better and breaks it down by what apps you use the most. So it's kind of like it's almost like a tattletale. It's like a snitch. It tells you what you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. So my guess is that social media and messaging apps are at the top of that screen time list. Right? As of right now, I'm at 47-minute daily average for Instagram. I guess that's not horrible. I'm sure there's people that spend more time. If you're able to, go on your phone right now and look, but don't feel bad. Just what you'll see now, let's say you're spending 2 hours on Instagram. What you'll see now is that when you say I don't have time to exercise, to journal, to read, to write, I don't have time to spend it with my family, that's 2 hours on Instagram. Do we really need to be on Instagram that long? Probably not. Let's do a half hour, do an hour, fine. I'm not telling you not to, but we don't need to spend so much time. If I'm spending 47-minute daily average on Instagram, that means I have 23 other hours to spend on other stuff. I sleep for 7, 16 hours. Okay? Break your time down like that and you'll see how much time you really do have, and you'll be able to plug in the important tasks in place of unimportant time wasting, not tasks, time wasting things. They're not even tasks, they're just things. All right, last thing. Again, first two were adjust your attitude, write things down, and then the last one, get help. Okay? There's 3 ways you can get help. First, find your tribe. I think some of us have probably heard this term or phrase before, but it's basically find people who share your goals and your interests and just go connect with them. Okay, social media is a great tool for this. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook groups, meetup groups. They have a lot of groups that are kind of obscure that you wouldn't really find in like just by driving around, right? Like it's easy to find a group class at a gym, or it's easy to find yoga, or hanging out at bars with people and stuff like that. But if, let's say, you're the type of person who likes to crochet, you like to knit, you can find groups that are interested in that and share ideas or share techniques or meet up and talk about stuff. If you want to take up reading and you need accountability, find a book club. Find a reading group that will keep you accountable. It will, you read a chapter a week, so you can't come into the next book club meeting not having read that chapter, or else you're going to be embarrassed. You're not going to want to go back. So that's another way of being accountable. All right, when you surround yourself with like-minded people, it's going to help you stay on track, and it's going to help you get the support you need when you need it. The second one, when it comes to getting help, learn from experts. And this isn't like, you have to go find someone and interview them and talk to them about, what makes them so good at what they do. No, you could just read a book that's related to your intended area of improvement or your intended area of education. Right? It's going to broaden your knowledge and it's going to reinforce your motivation. So right now I'm reading a book. It's called The Primal Blueprint. It's a nutrition book. It's a health book basically, and a lot of what I'm reading in there is I've learned it in the past, and it reinforces what I already know, so it motivates me to continue to learn and to continue to be on the path that I'm on. Okay, so reading books and consuming content that is beneficial for you is gonna, again, not only broaden your knowledge, but reinforce that motivation to continue to build and continue to progress and be better. All right, it's also going to inspire you and guide you to just stay on that track and stick with your goals. Third one, find an accountability partner. All right, support groups are great, but when it comes to support groups, the limitation on that is that they may only meet once or twice a week, once a month, right? It's not a daily thing, right? So having a specific person that you can share your goals with and talk to during good times, during tough times, during times you just don't feel like doing anything, they can talk you through it and really help make a difference. I'm a coach, right? So it's my job in a sense to hold my clients accountable. But when you have friends and family that do that for you, that goes a long way. All right? If you have the same goals, even better, right? Because if you have that, sense of friendly competition, maybe you can even make it a challenge. Right? If you have a goal to lose 10 pounds by summer and you have a couple friends who also want to do the same thing, you can A, challenge each other, or B, go work out together and just always have someone to do what you're trying to do. Because it's a lot easier to do things with a friend than it is to do it by yourself. And it's a lot easier to do things when someone else is there supporting you. Because when you don't feel like doing something and you hear a friend say, hey, come on, let's go. it's hard to say no. Right? Like I actually have a client, and it happened this last week, which is really cool. But I have a client who I train 3 days a week, and he also wants to increase his endurance, right? So he wants to be able to run longer. But for me, I'm not gonna have him run on the treadmill in the gym with me because I want to maximize the time he has with me in the gym. So we're gonna strength train. On his days off, however, I tell him you need to run a couple miles a day, 2 miles, 3 miles maybe. Right? So on his day off, it happened last Thursday. I didn't see him. I sent him a text like around noon. I go, hey man, make sure you move today. Make sure you get your run in today. Funny thing is, he told me later, and I don't know if he was lying or not. I don't care. But he told me that he went on his run. He took the picture of his run, which is great. But he told me that if it wasn't for me texting him and telling him that he needed to run, he wouldn't have done it because he was feeling lazy that day. So that's the power of accountability, right? It wasn't me nagging him or, go run or else. It was, hey man, we said we were going to do this. Make sure you're doing this. So it works, right? Have an accountability partner. It just gives you that little extra motivation to finish what you say you are going to do. At the end of the day, accountability starts with you. It starts with clearly defining what you want out of life and the kind of person that you want to be. Once we do that, we have to put in the work day in and day out to reap the rewards. You can't reach success overnight. You can't get better in one day. You can't skip the hard part. It's daunting, man. It's discouraging at times, but I promise you, if you stick to your goals and hold yourself accountable daily, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. Thank you guys for listening today. I really hope you can benefit from this. I know it's not easy to wake up every morning at the same time, to cut out bad food in our diets. It's not easy to get to the gym or to put in a workout routine every day. It's not easy to always pick up a book and read. I get it. But we have to honor our commitment to ourselves and to the people around us. So that's all for today, you guys. If you haven't already, check out my Instagram, my Twitter. I post weekly content to inspire you as much as I can, give you information as much as I can. And then if you could also subscribe and leave a review on my podcast, I would really, really appreciate it. All right. So remember, you guys, have a great week. Love yourself and go be the best version of yourself. Bye.